All right, this is Mr. McMurray. Welcome to Physical Science 1417. Yes, it looks like physics, but technically it just means physical science, which is non-life science. First semester was physics, but the second semester is going to be other things. Now, since you've gotten here, I'm going to tell you how to get into Canvas and all that, and now how to get to my homepage because you wouldn't be watching this video if you hadn't gotten there. All right. Um, now, um, real quickly, a few things, just guidelines. First of all, you have a syllabus. You click on the syllabus here, it will allow you to see the actual syllabus. I do not have an office. I'm only up there on Thursdays. So if you need to see me, you can usually the best thing is send me an email if it's something that needs to be taken care of immediately or soon. And I'll try to get back to you. I may not be just like that. I don't respond to emails within minutes necessarily, unless I happen to be on my computer. But I will check it regularly during the day, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you do need to talk to me, I'm always there before class and afterwards. If you need to talk to me then as well. But at any rate, that's kind of how that works. So if you let me know, I will definitely be there anyhow before class all afternoon. So just let me know. We can meet if we need to. All right. Like I said, we'll cover mostly chemistry, and then we'll go into geology and do meteorology. We won't get to astronomy. Okay. So probably won't get there. But basically, we're talking about a lot of the science that I think has lots to do with everyday life. So we'll try to do that. We'll meet every Thursday night from 6:30 to 7:45 for an hour and 15 minutes. I will try to cover most of the material, the high points anyhow, and we will do some demonstrations and maybe some mini labs to help kind of explain what we're talking about. But there is a system of videos that are on the online that you will also need to look and get a lot of your information there. You will also have a textbook, Conceptual Physical Science Explorations. Make sure it says Explorations, or that's a different book. And even though it has some of the same basic material, it will be rearranged differently. So I would recommend getting this textbook. Okay. Quizzes will be taken at home online. Okay. And exams will be given. I'll give you a Monday through Thursday time period, and you have to do that online as well. And to do that, you will need to do the lockdown browser program, and we will have a practice quiz in the first chapter to make sure we work out the kinks for that. So we'll see how that works. It may be a little touch and go for the first couple, but after that, we will get it. And that basically just means that you can't surf the internet and stuff like that while you're doing it. Okay. Now, you have, like I said, a textbook. You will need that. People always have to have it. It definitely helps you to have it. All right. Attendance. We will meet every Thursday night. I realize that sometimes people have schedules and families, things come up and what have you. If you cannot make it, I will try to record it. Occasionally there's glitches in the system and it won't do that, but I will try to record it. And since I don't have a camera crew and I'm kind of moving around and everything, you will definitely get the audio, but sometimes you will miss the full impact of being in class. Okay, but at least that'll give you something that you can listen to and make sure you didn't miss anything, particularly if there's any announcements or changes in what to do or something like that. Okay. Basically, I'm not going to go over all this. We'll talk about it in class, but you have 60% of your grade will be on exams. The other 40% will be off weekly quizzes and weekly review questions that you turn in. Okay, there is a schedule here of the roughly what chapter we'll cover each week. Okay, and then our final exams will be the final week. All right. We have, like I said, 4 exams. It tells you which chapters each one will be, and we'll see. COVID, who knows, whatever. We may have to change things, but that's basically what we're looking at right now. If anything else happens, we'll let you know. You also have to do some summary papers, which will be 2 articles that you are required to do, and there'll be 1 optional. We'll talk more about that later. But these are just articles that I want you to summarize what is in them. Okay, and we will talk more about those as well in class. All right. So that's basically homepage. Now, I always come back to the homepage. The homepage is kind of set up to revolve around that. All right. There's some basic useful information, but if you click on these buttons down here, that's where you get to the coursework. Intro course materials. If you haven't gone that, you need to do that. And there are a couple things that you need to do there. Okay. And it gives you the due date by the 27th. Now, right now, I can't show you that because they've been locked because class hasn't started yet. Okay, but when you get there, that's one of the first things you'll need to do. Go to the course introduction module. Now, you can just scroll down the module page and it will give you all this, but and that's fine. We're on the first chapters, but as we get farther down, if you just go to the right button, then it will take you to whatever chapter we're on. So there you go. Those are all tied there. Okay. Now, say we go to course 15, then chapter 15, that'll be the first chapter. It will show you all the assignments for that particular chapter. And of course, now it's not working. So why is it not working? Anyhow, all right, I will fix that if I need to. All right, chapter 15. All right, there are some things that are just handouts. For an example, here's a periodic table, and it's there. You can look at it on the screen, or you can download it, and that way you have a copy of that. All right, if you come to class, I will also probably hand out a copy just so you have a written copy and don't have to print it off. All right, there will be some things that are like that. For that, you don't need to turn anything in. You don't do anything. There will be a page with the videos. Okay, these are the lectures. There may be 3 to 5 of these, usually something like that. Maximum of 15 minutes apiece, so they're not just long, boring ones. I find people tend to fall asleep after about 7 or 8 minutes of listening to a teacher talk. So none of these will be more than 15 minutes, and you can pace yourself if you need to, whatever. Watch one at a time, and then go do something else to wake yourself up. Okay. So anyhow, that is the videos. They'll have each of those for a chapter. There will be some review questions for each chapter. And it's not going to let me look at those. I was kind of afraid of that. But let me get out of student view here real quick so I can actually show you that. So page may look a little different than yours, but here's what the question will look like. There will be, when you get it, it will have here, you can click to get a Word document, and then you can type your answers into the Word document and then upload it. Or, since some people are doing it on tablets, phones, and so forth, you can cut and paste these questions down into the text box, which when you do it, hopefully there will be a text box down here, and you can paste the questions in there and then just type your answers in as well. The main thing I ask you to do is if you will use a non-black font, okay? Some kind of font that will stand up. Now, some people do it in black and just bold it. That would be fine. Just something to make the answer show up. Just makes it a lot easier for me to grade that. Some people just start typing the answer right after the question in the same font, and it just makes it. It's the short questions that's okay, but when you get longer questions, it gets harder to find where the. I spend a lot of time just finding where the answer starts. So the review questions are primarily a chance for you to go over the material, make sure that you understand it well. I do not grade it. It's more of a completion grade. However, I will post the answers after the due date, of course, and you can go back and check your answers. Now, I highly recommend you do that because I see answers that are wrong when I'm going over it, but I don't have time to grade it and everything like that. So you do need to check the answers and make sure that if you didn't have the correct answers, that you understand what the correct answer is, why your answer is wrong, why the correct answer is right. And once again, feel free to email me when you have those kind of questions, okay? All right, so that's the review questions. You will have those. And then there will usually be a quiz. Now, there may be some other things. For example, here, there's an atomic stuff worksheet, which should be moved up here, but we'll do that later. Oh, heck, we'll just do it now. Okay, should be up here. And this is a worksheet. Notice it's worth 0 points, okay? That means that I'm not going to grade it because you're not going to have to submit it. But I do recommend that you go and do it, and because the skills that you will need for this will be on the quiz. So it is important that you do them, all right, even though they are not graded. And once again, after Saturday or so, I will post the answers. For example, this one has several parts, doing the atomic number, mass number, and stuff like that, drawing some of the atoms, and counting the number of elements or compounds or atoms or molecules, and things like that. Okay, so there are skills that you will need for the test, even though it may not actually count toward the grade one way or the other. Okay, so it's just practice sheets to allow you to make sure you understand how to do that. We'll talk about how to do them during lecture, sort of thing. And then, of course, there will be eventually a quiz. This is a practice quiz just to see if we're using the lockdown browser correctly. And then you'll have a quiz. The quiz is when you get there, will um, tell you you'll have a certain length of time. It'll tell you how long, and um, so you'll just do the quiz online. Yours will look different. It'll give a spot where you can start the quiz, and then it'll give you the questions. Okay. Once again, if we do it in student right now, though, it's just going to say that no, you can't get into it until after January the 18th or whatever the start date is. So we won't do anything like that. But that's kind of how that works. And so if you go to the home page, click onto the module page, and then it will take you through the stuff that's due for each chapter. Now, some things will have more assignments, more handouts, some will have less. It just kind of depends a little bit on what the chapter is. All right. Other things you need to know of the homepage: course grades, modules. Like I said, you can go there directly. Announcements. These will usually show up at the top of your homepage. If there's a change, for some reason something's not going to work like it's supposed to or something like that, I will send out an announcement to everybody doing that. If you're not able to come, but you are available that night at the same time that we're at, you can click on big blue button. Used to be called conferences, and so they started using it for school kids, I guess, and big blue button sounds more friendly, I guess. Anyhow, there will be a thing here where it says new conferences, and you can click on the conference and you can listen in live and in person, or you can come back later and find it. It will be down here under concluded conferences, and if you click on it, there will be a little thing down here that says recording, and you can click on it and watch the recording just over and over and over, because it'll just be awesome like that. Okay. This is the lockdown browser button. I don't know that y'all's will show up here. I think when you go to take the first quiz, it will have you download the lockdown browser app. But since I haven't seen it from the student view, I'm not 100% sure exactly how that will work, and we'll just work our way through that. Okay. Most of these others are useful things, I suppose, but nothing that I'm really excited that you get to use or need to use. So we will just leave it at that, I think, and that's kind of lets you look around a little bit and how the course will hopefully work. And if you have any questions, bring them on Thursday. Before I leave, though, one thing: if you would send me an email just telling a little bit about yourself, nothing you don't want the police to know or anything, but just uh, you know, why are you taking the class? What do you hope to get out of it besides an A, of course? Whatever. All right. Otherwise, I will see you on Thursday night.